Good day, YouTube. My name is Captain Darren. My amateur radio call sign is N4VFR. If you notice on my desk here, the 34-inch monitor is boxed up, and my amplifier, the Mercury amplifier that used to be right over here, this area, it's now gone. I've relocated that amplifier back to my QTH in Florida, and I was hoping to get hired at another airline, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So that's a good thing, because I was so stressed out. I had to move all my ham equipment, and I got a lot of stuff here. Having 2 radio stations, it's fun, but it's expensive, and it's just too much to do. That's why you see in my videos I got 2 different locations, Texas and the other ones in Florida. Here in Texas, I'm just gonna keep my SunSDR2 and using just 100 watts, just barefoot out of the box. That's gonna be my setup here. Right now I have everything tore apart, and in this video I'm just gonna show you how I'm gonna set up my station again. I'm gonna rearrange everything. I brought my Dell XPS 17. This is going to be the brains of my SunSDR2. So stand by. I'm just going to show you my assembly of my radio station. All right, let's take a look in the back of my shack. This here is the ground. Okay, that's going to the ground outside. This one here goes to the Starlink satellite Wi-Fi, and I got 2 antennas. Okay, let's trace this antenna down here. Antenna is going to a Balun design. This is a 101 Balun, model 1116 Delta India. Let's double check my coax. It's nice and tight. Following it, it's going to coax output number 1 on the Palstar. So we got 1 and number 2. Number 1, that's going to that 101 Balun. I believe that's my horizontal loop. Let's take a look. I got it labeled here. There it is. Yeah, I got it labeled. Antenna 1 is a sky loop, and I did verify that. Antenna 2 is a 0.527 foot inverted L antenna. So what I'm going to do now, since that's connected, this here's the RF input. It's not connected yet. That's the RF input. So this needs to be connected to the HF A2 on my SunSDR. So let's do that. I actually had the cable sent to Florida, and I had to go back to Florida to bring it back to Texas. So I just got a small ferrite bead there, ferrite choke, and just connect it. Now just to let you know, this has the pin in the middle, okay? This is the original adapter. So that's nice and snug. See, it says Expert Electronics. This is the OEM cable that comes with it, and I'm going to connect it to my amplifier. I'm sorry, I don't have an amplifier. To the tuner. AT2K tuner. So this is how you do it with one hand. Okay, that's nice and snug. I'll double check that, and that cable wraps around. Antenna RF input on the Palstar. I got the chassis ground. There's my grounding bar behind. Here's my power distribution. This is PowerWorks PD8, Papa Delta 8. And if you want to know what kind of power supply I'm using a switching power supply down here. Samlec Power, model SEC1235. And how I can turn that on is I have it connected to a smart switch right there. So I can use my phone to turn it on or off. So I always leave that on. We need to make a few more connections. We need to connect the ground, which I have that cable here. Again, I brought this back from Florida. The power cable, that's going to connect to there. 12 volt DC in. And I don't have a push to talk switch, and I don't have a mic. So for now, I'm going to use it for FT8. My mic is actually, I left it back into Florida. And my connection, this is a Cat 6 patch cable. It's about 6 feet and it's running to a switch. There it is, and I got it labeled SunSDR. All right. And this is my Starlink router. Starlink router. This is the power and also the interface to the satellite dish. And this auxiliary port here, this black patch cord, is connected to my router where it says Starlink, the black patch cord. So this is a ground, and I'm using this fork connection to just connect it like this. All right, now I'm going to connect the other end, the lug, to the back of my grounding bar. Okay, now the ground's all connected. Now it's time to hook up the power. So here's the power cord from Expert Electronics, and it all goes in one way. Okay, that's in. And you got to be careful with the polarities, because sometimes when you think you got the right connection using those power poles, and you end up frying the equipment. And then now I'm going to connect this, the other end, to my distribution box. Okay, now that I got the SunSDR2 hooked up, I'm going to now set up my Dell XPS and see what I can do with these monitors. Maybe move it up and leave this Dell XPS closed and leave that underneath there. And then I'll have the keyboard right here along with a mouse. And I'm going to hook up this Dell docking station so that I have video HDMI outputs, and I can output the video to 2 different monitors. So get the power supply going on here. I'm going to route the power in the back. And my Dell docking station. Oh, great. Because this is a USB connection, I need to change this from a I need to get an adapter from a USB A to a USB C, and that's going to connect to the side of my laptop. You see the connections there? And this laptop doesn't have the USB A connections. Cool, I found the adapter, the USB-C, and it has an HDMI and also a USB A connection. So let's install that. And this goes to the Dell dock system. And I'm going to flip this upside down, or better yet, let's put it on the right side. I decided to put it on the right side like this so that the connections on the USB goes aft, goes to the rear. Just like that. This cable goes here, USB A. Okay. Now it's time to install the HDMI cables to the Dell docking system. Okay, these are the HDMI cables. And I need to get one more Cat 5 cable, Cat 6 cable, and connect it here so I can run straight to the Netgear router. I like to be organized, so I have XPS 17. I'm going to label that on the router. Alright, I want to connect this Cat 6 cable to the back of the docking system. This is the power supply for the Dell XPS 17. Yeah, I'll run it on the left side of the computer. This is the external speaker. These are iLouds monitor speakers, and I'm going to connect that directly into the docking station towards the back. Okay, that's connected. Let me power this up. A little bit dirty, dusty. Alright, my Dell is powering up. Facial recognition. Okay, so it's powered up, but I forgot to apply the power to the docking station. Cool, now we have power. I got 3 monitors, but I'm just going to use 2, and I'm going to have this one closed, and I'm going to set that right there. Alright, here's the audio cable. And what I'm going to do, I have some spare, what do you call this in here, ferrites, and I'm just going to apply one here, one ferrite bead. And I got a lot of ferrite beads in this setup because I was running power in the amplifier and I would hear the audio on sideband coming out of my speakers. Alright, so that's connected. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just add one here for the USB. This is the USB high speed right here. And I'm just going to add one here. And I'm going to add one more over here on this side. Put it on both sides of the USB. This is my Radio Shack in Texas. So this is what I got. Alright, let's go here first. This is the Dell XPS 17 computer. And it's primarily used for my SunSDR2 DX. No amplifier this time. I moved that to Florida. This is my Palstar HF Auto. Currently on antenna number 1 as my default, and that is my 40-meter sky loop or horizontal loop on the roof. Antenna number 2 is my 27-foot inverted L for 40 meters. So I have 2 antennas that I can select from. I have a MacBook Pro here. I use this for web browsing when I'm busy doing FT8. And I got 2 monitors. These are the Dell 27-inch monitors, and I'm using the docking station. That is for my Dell, so it breaks out the video. And that is it. I have my handy talkie, the Yaesu F3D, or is it called Yaesu FT3D? And my subwoofer is down underneath. That is the, I forget the name of it. But anyways, that's my setup. Alright, cool beans. Well, I am done on this setup right now. I don't have my FT8 completely set up yet. I still need to download JTDX and then set up the TCI so it interfaces with my SunSDR2, and also I need to download the Log4OM so I can log those FT8 contacts. So my name is Captain Darren. My amateur radio call sign is N4VFR. Hey, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider to subscribe. Leave me a comment, click on that like button, and also the notification bell so you get notified when I publish new videos for you guys. And again, this is just for entertainment purposes only. I like to show you what I'm doing with my various shacks that I have. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention, I can't operate voice yet because I need to bring back my microphone. It's the Heil PR40, bring that back. And I also need to bring the audio from the XLR to USB adapter, the Scarlett, and put that back here so I can operate voice again. So 73s, have a great day, great evening, and be safe.